Hi everybody, it's Honest John again. Now, most mentally ill people do not become violent, just as most of the general population are peaceful and law-abiding. And it's almost impossible to predict who will become violent, whether they do happen to be mentally ill or whether they don't. When someone does erupt into violence, it's very common for friends and neighbors to react with shock and to tell the news crews that this person was the last person they expected to become violent. The difference between the mentally ill and the general population is that quote-unquote sane people have motives that are maybe a little easier for us to understand. Money, revenge, jealousy, things like that. But with mentally ill people, the motives are not as clear, or may make no logical sense. Over the past few months, we have had several police officers murdered by people with a history of mental illness. And these things have been tragic. And no one can say for sure, but there does seem to be some correlation between these type of assaults on police and the proliferation of videos and media coverage of police misconduct, particularly police shootings. Now, let me just say, I'm engaging in speculation here. But it can logically be assumed that these videos and revelations about police misconduct may generate in some mentally ill people a feeling of being threatened. People who are paranoid or delusional often see authority figures as out to get them. And anyway, let's face it, even people who do not suffer from mental illness are feeling a bit paranoid about police nowadays. So you can imagine how intense and exaggerated those feelings might be in people who are suffering from mental illness. So for their own safety, it is incumbent on police to cut down on incidents of misconduct and shootings of unarmed people. They need better training. And there needs to be a zero-tolerance stand towards abusive cops, racist cops, bullying cops, and cops who engage in questionable behavior. You know, one thing that the police might want to be thinking about is that when they tolerate a policeman like that, when they cover for him or ignore troublesome behavior, that guy might be painting a target on their backs. Thanks for listening.